Cheers everyone, Grandma's Handbag, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. Grandma's Handbag on tour, the New Zealand edition. Cheers to you all. This one here is coming from New Zealand, as you'd hope. Straight Parrot Dog APA, Falcon APA. What a place for craft beer. Wonderful stuff. Anyway, got those chips, the kiwi, onion dip chips, classic kiwi flavour. We've got Jeff the Kiwi there, the map of New Zealand, so we've got to jump in because when the handbag goes on tour, we got to dig in and show you what's happening. So that first bit of footage there, if this video's worked anyway, is actually I cheated a bit. I'm flying home, Queenstown Airport. So just to give you a quick idea though, what happened, flew in up to Auckland up here, and then that was on a late Friday night, and all day Saturday took a train down through the centre of the country where I'd never been, and ended up in Wellington, the town of Mr. Buttery, James Buttery. Didn't get to catch up with him, but I did actually get the chance to go and see an exhibition, I guess he recommended, in the city galleries there, called 555 Moons, from Scratch, the Scratch Orchestra New Zealand offshoot, which was absolutely fascinating. You can see those homemade instruments and percussion sort of influence stuff there. Really illuminating. I actually had no idea, James, about the band before you mentioned it. So blown away. Thank you very much for that. Took a little flight just down to Christchurch. Very, very short flight in the scheme of things. And then basically we did my friend Ashley and I, Ashley, good to see you back, did a week just doing the southeast part of the South Island. So down from Christchurch to Dunedin, hunting the Flying Nun, Invercargill, and then flying out of Queenstown after a good week of trying to raid the op shops and the scattered few record stores that were there. Alright, let's just jump straight in. Rod Stewart, every picture tells a story. So $3 for this one, and we have got a gatefold. And look, 1971 Rod Stewart, so you're going to have the faces in there as the backing band. You got, you know, Maggie Mays there, Mandolin Wind, the title track. If you're going to go into Rod, this is where it's always been at. So it's actually nice to be able to grab a copy of that. A New Zealand press on phonogram, I do believe anyway. Or Mercury, sorry. It is a Mercury press. And look, this was in beautiful condition. Very, very happy to grab that. Penny Lane Records. I went in and, yeah, look, this was a big, big place. I don't know if I got a photo. If I have, I'll put them up here. And quite a lot of the prices were getting up there, you know, but you had to pick for the regional bits of value. And I came up with two, and the first one was Mike Nesmith, the first national band for Magnetic South. So, James, you can tell me if these prices are a bit skew-if for NZ. But anyway, $20, original New Zealand press. Now look, you don't see these in Australia, so I took the first chance I could to grab it. $20 seemed reasonable. I ended up seeing it cheaper somewhere else. Maybe not quite as good condition, but yeah. Beautiful flip back sleeves. New Zealand seem to have kept their flip back sleeves going a bit longer than Australia. And there you go. And the other thing they also have, I don't know if you can see, there are a couple of publishing stamps on there. System Australia phased out in the late 60s, but with this album was what, 71, 72, or maybe even 1970. New Zealand still had it going. So $20 New Zealand for Magnetic South. Very, very happy to finally have found a copy. The next one, $4.30. A New Zealand copy again of Captain Beefheart Doc at the radar station. Now I had a copy of this, a Japanese copy in my hand about 6 months ago. Vinyl Boy Trigger will well corroborate that story, and I let it slip. So saw it there, $30 again. This in Australia normally $40, $45 now. Proper NZ copy. Really couldn't leave it there for that. So on that Virgin label, 1980 press. So yeah, very interesting to see that there, but quite a good selection at Penny Lane Records, I will say. You just need to watch the prices and see if the value is there for you. Alright, so back into the op shops. Got 2 or 3 ones I found there. We're talking $1 or $2 I think these were. Scott Cousseau Wind Dance. Wyndham Hill, very early Wyndham Hill there. Look, and I thought even for $2, at worst you get that lovely rice paper full-length sleeve in there. Lovely condition. It looks like it had hardly been played. So a second Scott Cousseau to add into the collection. The next one I had to grab for a couple of reasons, and firstly because it's a obviously Folsom Prison Blues. Johnny Cash covers on there. You've got plenty of other covers, Blowing in the Wind. Anyway, Bobby Bear. Bobby Bear I may have seen 1 or 2 people show. I really don't know an awful lot, but look, I'm seeing a 12-string guitar on there. It's $2, op shop. Again with the lovely New Zealand flip-back sleeve from the time. So it's just, yeah, had to grab that on the RCA Camden label and just see where it goes. I don't know with Bobby Bear. If any of you guys have any, or if you're a fan, or if you have a recommended album of his, let me know. I still haven't had a chance to spin any of these at the moment. It's just been hectic, very crazy. Alright, so from there we head down now to Dunedin from Christchurch.
I was falling, you were calling, going somewhere.
And found this very interesting little store that really felt like a time warp. Completely accidentally, it wasn't on my radar. I think it was called Disc Den. So yeah, absolute time warp, like it hadn't been touched in 25 years almost. And they had the range of things. There were tapes, a wall of tapes. I haven't seen a wall of tapes in so long. CD stands galore, just like I remember digging through in CD and record shops in the 90s. And of course the vinyl has come back in there as well. So managed to pick up a tape, a brand new major label tape. When I say brand new though, this was, it's going on 27 years old, for $4.95. And the keen-eyed might have seen this one turn up in my top 100 somewhere in the 70s. Yeah, so the Hummingbirds Va-Va-Voom, original copy, $4.95. Absolutely couldn't leave that there. Very funny stuff. As is the next one as well. I love those oversized sandwich bag sleeves. That's what we sort of call them here. The sealable sleeves. But Lone Justice, their second and final, I think, album, Shelter, from 1986. Now, this one I might have heard once a long time ago. Really can't remember a lot of it. Maria McKee, the leader, I guess, of Lone Justice. But $7 or $8, I think this one was. And I thought, oh, I'll reacquaint myself. It may be a little overpriced at that. But the thing I did love from it is that little bit of history on the label. If you can see that price there, it's got Amoeba Records. So this record is Amoeba clearance, I should say. $1 US plus tax. So this record here is shouting back out to the clearance racks of Amoeba in California. Look, I thought, why not bring it on the next stage of its journey? Whether or not I vibe with it again, had to go for it. Just had to go for it. Okay, the next one I went to was, I believe it's called Relics in Dunedin. There you go, Relics. Purveyors of musical artifacts. And yeah, Relics was a pretty good store. Definitely well up with their NZ and especially Dunedin musical history. Obviously, as I was asking for Flying Nun records and artifacts in there, and there weren't many around, and when there were, they were pretty expensive. I think they were after about $100 for the Verlaine's 10 o'clock in the afternoon EP. So 12-inch EP for $100. They had Expressway, another Dunedin label, for tape for $35 of an unknown band. So that was a bit much for me to punt on. But I still felt I needed to pick up a couple of NZ records. And so I was able to grab basically the debut album from the Shocking Pinks. A Christchurch solo band act, Nick Hart, and this is Dancer Dance Electric. So I've got a real soft spot for Shocking Pinks. They're basically, it's noughts indie music, but this band ended up getting picked up by DFA Records from New York. So there's kind of that dance punk, post-punk kind of feel to things. Very choppy, erratic beats, you know, yeah, post-punk, noughties, new wavy, I don't know, sort of music. But, yeah, just this one slipped by me for quite a while. It's more or less an EP with a bunch of additional tracks, put out on a local New Zealand label, Aloe Hum. So, yeah, very nice to finally grab that. And the second one I picked up as well is almost flying into the unknown, apart from being told by a couple of people that it would be worth grabbing. The Celia Mancini tapes. So I'll probably come back and do a review on these guys later on once I've had a spin of them. But Celia Mancini, she turned up in a whole bunch of New Zealand bands and projects. And so this collection, this single LP collection, pretty much cherry picks from all of those for a career retrospective. I think she died a year or two ago, and she might have not have been much older than in her 40s, perhaps. So we're talking sort of noisy, noise rock, you know, from what I know anyway. She was a part of Snapper for a brief period. There are other, even more obscure bands I'm not aware of. But I'm really looking forward to that. I asked the gentleman behind the counter, is she anything like Sandra Bell, who was on Expressway? And he sort of said, a lot noisier than that. So very happy. I think I'm in the right place with that one. The next place, Invercargill. So we hit Invercargill on the Saturday. The Saturday was the morning after the massacre at Christchurch, which still unbelievable. Really sort of shocking thing, you know. Part of the reason I went to New Zealand is because it is just such... It's a real beautiful, laid-back, gentle country. And then to have that kind of evil visited upon a town like Christchurch, which is still picking up the pieces after the 2011 earthquakes, and to be in the country for the Christchurch massacre, unbelievable. It's really shook the people. Amazing, honestly, and for that evil to be visited by an Australian, I really feel very badly that it's our people that could bring that on our neighbours, you know. Anyway, yeah, so went to this record store. I'll find the name of it and put it down here somewhere. Very cool. Open 3 hours a week, from the self-described most southerly record store in the world. And this gentleman, I didn't grab his name. Quite a character though, a real lovely bloke. And he'd actually just been over to Sydney, believe it or not, and he was checking out Download Festival, which was in Sydney. And having a ball there, but he was regaling the locals with his exploits in Sydney, which was fantastic to hear, seeing all his favourite metal bands. So I was able to have a listen, have a chat while I was digging around. Now, I love his thing, 3 hours a week, 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. I didn't have a clue about that, so the vinyl gods were smiling as I got in there, and there he was. He said they ran their shop off a car battery just to keep the overheads low, which doesn't make it great for checking out the quality of their records. But never mind, at least you got some natural light coming in as well. So I picked up 2 tapes off him, just quickly. Rolling Stones, Satanic Majesty's Request, and also a comp of the Screaming Mimes. So that's a local New Zealand band as well. We're talking, I think, 79 to 81. So some very, very early punk, post-punk stuff, and fairly rare as well for all of that. And then 2 great albums, or 2 albums to finish up the short but great digging tour with. Work of Heart by Roy Harper. So this is Roy Harper from 82, I do believe. It wasn't $6. I wish it was. I think I paid about $15 for this one. But yeah, have not seen this Roy Harper around anywhere, to be honest. Awareness Records was the original label, but this is actually an 86 reissue in New Zealand on the EMI label. So there you go, that 80s EMI. Beautiful condition, but to be honest, absolutely unaware of this album. All I know is that Harper's hard to find, so you got to grab it when you can. And the one I was most happy to grab, $25. I thought this was a fantastic buy, and I've been waiting for quite some time to find it at a good price to grab. And it's Public Image limited second edition. So yeah, $25 for a double record, original NZ press. Just absolutely stoked to see that. I thought that was a fantastic price as well. On the Virgin labels, I'll show you those as well. So I found a couple on Virgin from around that time, 79, 80. And yeah, look, I thought that was a fantastic way to finish up a week's digging. Apart from that, the scenery in New Zealand, I just couldn't extol the virtues of the place enough. If you ever get a chance, go there. Any of the folks from the States, It's on the way to Australia. If you're ever down this way, do not miss New Zealand. I'm sure I'll end up making another video visiting there soon. But look, thank you everyone. Thank you so much for dropping in. I'm sorry if I've been away a little bit. Now you know why. You gotta have a break sometime. I haven't been away on a decent digging thing like that for about 18 months. So I was really looking forward to that. It was really, really good stuff. Alright, yeah, let me know how you guys are going. If you've got any favourites in here, if you know anything about those Roy Harper albums, if you're a fan of Magnetic South, anything else at all. And look, I look forward to talking to you soon. I'll leave you with a little bit of footage or something of some beautiful times in New Zealand. Take care everyone, talk to you soon.
See nothing, Dean. There's nothing there.
Are you
What are
kidding?
you talking about? It's far too early in the morning.
They're out there. Oh, they're having a ball. Oh yeah, they're there. There they go.
If you want to do a flip.
Oh, they're surfing the wave in. Yes. You bad boys. The life of the porpoise.